Chat, what's up, man? Let me eat my last little taco before my kids get here. You a parent, you already know the struggle, bro. You a parent, you know the struggle, bro. This nigga WACK and 6ix9ine are in Lil Durk's paperwork. Let me hit that up real quick. My bad, y'all. I gotta eat before the kids get here. I probably got like 10 minutes. Y'all know how I be. Let me see. Or maybe you don't. Who got kids? You got any parents in the chat? Now, this boy WACK100, the WACK daddy, the daddy WACK, he cannot stay out of flammery, skullduggery, and larceny. But before I give y'all my dissertation, let's see what Traveler Ross got to say.
Inside the courthouse, I just saw Lil Durk's last hearing, and there was a lot of really big information that just came out. Now, I'm going to do a bunch of breakdowns of all the information, but I'm going to hit you with the craziest piece of information that came up first. I could not believe it. They brought up WACK100 and 6ix9ine in Durk's hearing. Now, this is insane. So they were basically arguing over a certain exhibit.
So for certain people will say, man, Trap, you be tripping on WACK. Man, blah, blah, blah. Why does he keep coming up in federal indictments? The Armenians got hit with a federal indictment. WACK pop up. Big U get hit with a federal indictment. WACK pop up. Big U get hit with superseding charges. WACK pop up. Now, even in Lil Durk's case, WACK pop up. Are we just going to continue to ignore the blatant, and I mean the absolute at this point, blatant tradition of snitchery here? Are we just going to ignore this blatant path of patterns? Excuse me. I cannot understand why what in the Jersey Mikes is going on here. It is a flammery, skullduggerous, and extremely larceny situation. I cannot, and when I say I cannot for the life of me understand how at this point anyone can look at this man like he's not a federal informant. How is it that this nigga just continues? Look, parents, Chick-fil-A line was long as hell. Burger King line was long as hell. The hamburger stand line was long as hell. Chipotle line was long as hell. Taco Bell didn't have no line. And I ain't ate nothing all day. And I had to eat before these little motherfuckers come home and say, Daddy, what you got? Fellas, and my girl with him. I got to feed her to them. I mean, I got to feed them two little motherfuckers and her hungry ass. Fuck all y'all. I did a solo mission, fool. I did a solo mission. It was what was available. It was, hey, look, circumstances. If you a real dad, you feel me. I just needed a moment to myself to enjoy something to eat without her all in my face. Babe, can I have a bite? Without the kids. Ooh, Daddy, what you got? Everybody get the fuck away from me. Listen. That's a quiet fucking house. Let me see. I'm about to tell y'all right now. Hold on. We're going to get right back into it. These niggas are 13 minutes away. I got 13 more minutes quiet. It was either wait in line at some other spot and take away from this quiet ass house time, or keep it hood and go with Taco Bell. I chose to maximize quiet time at the house. And now that I'm saying it out loud, let me go throw this shit away outside so don't nobody even notice it. To come up in all these cases. The situation with Lil Durk is amazing. When I say I am flabbergasted, I am flat. My gas has been flabbered. Because again, here we have this man caught up in a situation to where his name is being brought up to the detriment and to the demise of someone else legally. Let's keep going.
Like whether or not it should be allowed to be used. And they pretty much said that there was a podcast clip of the 6ix9ine and WACK100 interview.
Keep in mind, I keep saying that how WACK does his debriefings is via podcast interviews. Via podcast interviews. So when it comes to this situation, well, what are they using against him? Podcast interviews. Sick work, bro.
That they basically wanted to use the defense for Durk was fighting for it not to be included, and this is what's crazy. Now look, before I get attacked, before I get in any trouble, okay, I'm not saying WACK100's a snitch or that he's cooperating or that he's.
And then now you have poor Trap Lord Ross so afraid to speak the truth because WACK accosts everyone, puts him in a costume, who reveals the fact that he's telling. He accosts everyone who reveals him that he's telling, and it just doesn't make any sense. And we just can't continue to stand for this type of food flamery, skullduggery, and larceny. Trap Lord Ross should be able to give us the facts of the case as they're being presented. Trap Lord Ross should not have to worry about being accosted, should not have to worry about being flam, being skulldug, being larcen, because WACK100 can't control his emotions when we're looking at the blatant facts of his involvement in these plus more situations. And I mean, how long do we got to sit here and listen to this man constantly berate people, constantly harass people, constantly, make rooms uncomfortable, make situations uncomfortable because he doesn't want to live in his truth. And the truth of the matter is he does things in which these things are used against other people to get them put into jailhouse situations.
Of this case, same goes for 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine's not cooperating against Durk. He's not part of the case.
But it's called open source reporting. It's called open source reporting. It is called open source reporting, and it is legally standing and legally binding in a federal trial. We already knew that 6ix9ine was a rat, so we're not here to get 6ix9ine to admit that he's a rat. We're not here because we have any questions about what 6ix9ine has going on. We know what 6ix9ine has going on, but for whatever reason, WACK wants to not only not admit what he's doing is flu flammeries. He even wants to argue with you about it. He wants to fight with you about it. He wants to threaten you about it. He wants to, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Poor Lush can't even get no recovery. Lush is out here in rehab trying to get his life together. And poor Lush can't even get recovery because WACK is outside doing all this flu flammery stuff. And again, at this point, we kind of have to wonder, what's the consequence for this? Because he shouldn't be allowed to continue to bully people when they're just simply telling the truth about what he has going on. Like, nobody's lying on WACK. At this point, we can all see that you're in these people's paperwork. Like, there's no question about it. It's very apparent. And when we're just telling the truth, there's so much resistance, and it's really just it's a shame. It's a shame.
But the interview between WACK100 and 6ix9ine was brought up. The feds are planning to use it as evidence. Evidence of what, you might ask? They're saying that is evidence that this podcast where 6ix9ine was talking his shit against Durk, talking about, slide for Von. You said that dudes were going to slide. If I die, we boosted the murder rate. Dudes are going to slide every day. All of that stuff. They're basically saying that this was evidence that this podcast blew up. It was one of the biggest aspects of the Slide for Von campaign. The feds literally just said it themselves that 6ix9ine and WACK100 on that podcast, that was like the all-star team of the Slide for Von campaign. They're saying that.
Wow. So WACK and 6ix9ine are going to get Durk a life sentence. Wow. WACK100 is going to get Little Durk a life sentence. Crazy work, bro.
They were basically saying that, they said that a confidential witness had claimed that Durk had seen the clip. Durk's defense were arguing, no, they hadn't said that he'd specifically been sent the clip, but he acknowledged that, the clip was going around. The clip was.
That is ridiculous, bro. So at this point, again, if you still maintain that WACK100 has no involvement in working with federal authorities, if you think that WACK100 has no involvement in helping out federal authorities, if you think that WACK100 is not open source reporting, DJ Academics, I'm talking to you, Adam22, I'm talking to you, then at this point, you just don't want to believe the actuals of the factuals. You feel me? You just don't want to believe the actuals of the factuals because here he is very blatantly named in this situation.
very popular, element in the Slide for Von campaign that was going on. And they pretty much explained that, like, the confidential witness is going to testify that Durk either saw the clip or was aware of it, and that basically there was a conversation basically saying that, like, this whole 6ix9ine WACK100 conversation was, like, very, very negative to Durk's mindset. It was a big part of why he wanted to go and Slide for Von. When people are saying,
So let me find out that Wack antagonized Durk into a whole flu flam because he knew he was working. Crazy, bro.
They talking online about Slide for Von. I know they trolling me. That's what they were talking about. They're saying that this is one of the instances. This is one of the most famous and popular instances of people saying Slide for Von. And it was when 6ix9ine sat down with WACK100 talking all kinds of craziness about what Durk should or shouldn't have been doing on that podcast. It was crazy. I can't believe it. I'm going to give you more breakdowns of everything else that's going on after this. But yeah, this is out of control. All right, so I'm here outside the courthouse. Durk's last hearing, and there was a lot of really big information that just came out. Now, I'm going to do a bunch of breakdowns of all the information, but I'm going to hit you with the craziest piece of information that came up first. I could not believe it. They brought up WACK100 and 6ix9ine in Durk's hearing. Now, this is insane. So they were basically arguing over a certain exhibit, like whether or not it should be allowed to be used, and they pretty much said that there was a podcast clip of the 6ix9ine and WACK100 interview that they basically wanted to use. The defense for Durk was fighting for it not to be included, and this is what's crazy. Now, look, before I get attacked, before I get in any trouble, like, I'm not saying WACK100's a snitch or that he's cooperating or that he's part of this case. Same goes for 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine's not cooperating against Durk. He's not part of the case. But the interview between WACK100 and 6ix9ine was brought up. The feds are planning to use it as evidence. Evidence of what, you might ask? They're saying that is evidence that this podcast where 6ix9ine was talking his shit against Durk, talking about, Slide for Von. You said that dudes were going to slide. If I die, we boosted the murder rate. Dudes are going to slide every day. All of that stuff. They're basically saying that this was evidence that this podcast blew up. It was one of the biggest aspects of the Slide for Von campaign. The feds literally just said it themselves that 6ix9ine and WACK100 on that podcast, that was like the all-star team of the Slide for Von campaign. They're saying that people, they were basically saying that, they said that a confidential witness had claimed that Durk had seen the clip. Durk's defense were arguing, no, they hadn't said that he'd specifically been sent the clip, but he acknowledged that, the clip was going around. The clip was a very popular, element in the Slide for Von campaign that was going on. And they pretty much explained that, like, the confidential witness is going to testify that Durk either saw the clip or was aware of it, and that basically there was a conversation basically saying that, like, this whole 6ix9ine WACK100 conversation was, like, very, very negative to Durk's mindset. It was a big part of why he wanted to go and Slide for Von. When people are saying, they talking online about Slide for Von, I know they trolling me. That's what they were talking about. They're saying that this is one of the instances, this is one of the most famous and popular instances of people saying Slide for Von. And it was when 6ix9ine sat down with WACK100 talking all kinds of craziness about what Durk should or shouldn't have been doing on that podcast. It was crazy. I can't believe it. I'm going to give you more breakdowns of everything else that's going on after this. But yeah, this is out of control. All right.
So, class, what do we learn here? What do we learn here, class? What did we learn here? What are we learning here? What's the moral of this? Because I'm about to actually go into a few different things, and I'm gonna basically call it. I'm going to show a bunch of different ways at a bunch of different time. WACK100 is in a bunch of different people's paperwork. Excuse me. But as far as this little Durk situation, what are we saying, chat? What are we saying? What are we saying? That's my question. What are we saying? What are we saying? Little Durk situation. Wow. What are we saying, chat? How y'all looking at this? How y'all feeling about this? How y'all judging this? I'm calling a flu flare. I'm calling a flu flare. Niggas will be what you wanting must be trolling me outside with your big. Oh, I know what I want to go into. Outside with your big homie be on. I keep them folks with me. Got it back in brother. I just don't know that's how he's supposed to be. Calling for a feature just to kill him because y'all know we sweet. Hold on. Who just came? Did y'all catch the WACK100 and 6ix9ine being mentioned in Durks paperwork? Did anybody miss it? Because I can play it back if you need to see it one more time. I could play it back. I could play it back. I could play it. I could play it back. I could play it back. Boom. Here's this. I believe that Big Meech and WACK100 are working together. And that's why the nigga J-Bo just got caught with them bricks. I believe, I'm sending it to the computer right now. Sending it to the computer right now. What the hell? 702376. That's new. Airdrop code required. Accept. Save to downloads. All right. Who the fuck is that? Okay, so before I move forward, does anybody need to check out the Trap Lord Ross? You know what? I'm gonna just play it one more time because sometimes somebody can't. There's somebody right now who can't quite get to the computer or can't quite get to their phone for whatever reason, and they're thanking the fact that I'm about to play this for them again. So I gotcha. Give me 1 second. Boom. That's that. All right. Let's do this. Here we go. I'll just play it one more time for the new ones who missed it. Boom. Here we go. Oh, look at that. Try Laura Ross.
Well-known alleged
saw a Craigslist ad that's
cooperator in this case, OTF Jam. Now, there was a crazy back and forth where they brought up a bunch of things about Jam. They said that they
said need three big
song Back Again was going to be used. I'm not.
Hold on. So academics can talk about OTF Jam, but he's not talking about WACK. Oh, academics, you're compromised. That is crazy. Who do I need to look for? Trap Lord Ross. Trap Lord Ross. Let me see.
All right, so I'm here outside the courthouse. I just saw Lil Durk's last hearing, and there was a lot of really big information that just came out. Now, I'm going to do a bunch of breakdowns of all the information, but I'm going to hit you with the craziest piece of information that came out first. I could not believe it. They brought up WACK100 and 6ix9ine in Durk's hearing. Now, this is insane. So they were basically arguing over a certain exhibit, like whether or not it should be allowed to be used, and they pretty much... Okay, so just got out of court. So I'm here at the federal... All right, so I'm here at the federal courthouse in LA. All right, so I'm here outside the courthouse. I just saw Lil Durk's last hearing, and there was a lot of really big information that just came out. Now, I'm going to do a bunch of breakdowns of all the information, but I'm going to hit you with the craziest piece of information that came up first. I could not believe it. They brought up WACK100 and 6ix9ine in Durk's hearing. Now, this is insane. So they were basically arguing over a certain exhibit, like whether or not it should be allowed to be used, and they pretty much said that there was a podcast clip of the 6ix9ine and WACK100 interview that they basically wanted to use. The defense for Durk was fighting for it not to be included, and this is what's crazy. Now, look, before I get attacked, before I get in any trouble, okay, I'm not saying WACK100's a snitch or that he's cooperating or that he's part of this case. Same goes for 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine's not cooperating against Durk. He's not part of the case. But the interview between WACK100 and 6ix9ine was brought up. The feds are planning to use it as evidence. Evidence of what, you might ask? They're saying that it is evidence that this podcast where 6ix9ine was talking his shit against Durk, talking about, yeah, slide for Von. You said that dudes were going to slide. If I die, we're boosting the murder rate. Dudes are going to slide every day. All of that stuff. They're basically saying that this was evidence that this podcast blew up. It was one of the biggest aspects of the Slide for Von campaign. The feds literally just said it themselves that 6ix9ine and WACK100 on that podcast, that was like the all-star team of the Slide for Von campaign. They're saying that people, they were basically saying that, you know, they said that a confidential witness had claimed that Durk had seen the clip. Durk's defense were arguing, no, they hadn't said that he'd specifically been sent the clip, but he acknowledged that, you know, the clip was going around. The clip was a very popular, element in the Slide for Von campaign that was going on. And they pretty much explained that, like, the confidential witness is going to testify that Durk either saw the clip or was aware of it, and that basically there was a conversation basically saying that, like, this whole 6ix9ine WACK100 conversation was, like, very, very negative to Durk's mindset. It was a big part of why he wanted to go and Slide for Von. When people are saying, they talking online about Slide for Von, I know they trolling me, that's what they were talking about. They're saying that this is one of the instances, this is one of the most famous and popular instances of people saying Slide for Von, and it was when 6ix9ine sat down with WACK100 talking all kinds of craziness about what Durk should or shouldn't have been doing on that podcast. It was crazy. I can't believe it. I'm going to give you more breakdowns of everything else that's going on after this, but yeah, this is out of control.
Okay, so you know what I'm saying? What we're doing right here is I'm just giving a quick little breakdown of, like, just a few pieces of federal information where WAC's name has been mentioned. You feel me? So first you have, this Slide for Von situation. Now that comes from, let me see where this comes in at, because that's a DJ Academics interview. Let me see. DJ low slide for Von. Let's see what comes up. Slide for Von. Let me see.
Let's listen a little bit to what
I'm looking for.
Jake was.
Let me see.
So the contents of the phone that they can find right now is screenshot of the messages discussing TL.
No. Let me see. That's what I'm trying to find. Let me see. Let's look through videos. Do I have to look through this whole interview for this?
Okay, I see you eye level, baby.
Okay.
You think that this old thing now is go to the police?
You hear how stupid
About a
that
street
sounds?
man. Only time that I can see.
I'm not going to listen to this. We can go find it on Say Cheese. I'm sure. Boom. Here it goes. Shout out to Say Cheese.
Let me just get this on my chest. They know they know the exact same. I'm not bringing this off topic. Let me just get this on my chest. They know the exact nigga that put a fucking 10 bullets in King Von and he died there by himself. Why nobody slid for that nigga? I don't see you on Instagram saying, yo,
First of all,
go
I'm gonna be
slide
real.
for that man.
Listen.
Y'all know what y'all saying? Yo, y'all
King
want this
Von,
nigga
I don't
to
know.
crash
I'm gonna
out.
be real with
Y'all
you.
want no.
Hold on.
That's
Hold on.
you know what I'm saying?
Wait, hold
if
on.
I didn't go hit
Hold
the
on.
nigga that kidnapped me,
Hold on.
why this nigga not shooting
Let
the
me
nigga that
be real
killed
with
King
you.
Von, nigga?
Let me be real with you. I
don't see you on Instagram saying, yo, Durk, go slide for your man.
I discovered King Von.
No,
when
I don't want
King
to talk about
Von died.
King Von.
So
Why
I don't
is Durk
know.
not sliding
I don't know no politics.
Slide on nigga kidnap
And
me?
listen.
Why is this nigga not sliding on a nigga?
Well, how
killed
you
his
know
man?
what they doing? Just because it ain't publicized on social media, how you know? How you
so
know?
how you know if we didn't have this conversation? How you know I didn't? They know the exact same. I'm not bringing this off topic. Let me just get this on my chest. They know the exact nigga that put a fucking
Now I kind of want to find this video. Damn, man, I gotta find a video. Let me see. Now we gotta do research. All right, academics, WACK, Tekashi. Boom, 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 boom. All right, let's see. Let's see. Okay, so there are clips. Let's see. But is there a clip just of that? I don't want to watch the full interview for this. Boom, boom, boom. But it's looking like I might have. Wait, hold on. Blood. No. Fuck, bro.
Academics drops his interview with WACK100 and 6ix9ine, and 6ix9ine not only attacks Lil Durk, but he also goes at Chicago. Not
with the
Okay, no, that's all. All right, y'all. So we're gonna have to just scroll through this shit. It looks like.
yeah.
Hey, okay, I see you high level, baby.
Okay.
Let's go.
So it's recorded. So
We're doing it off the race.
I got it.
No,
You go.
Of not being. I mean, because
Listen.
if I go to the Fed
Listen.
and my argument is
See, now you doing Sammy Davis.
like that to me.
no,
That
it never got to that point.
So that's why you ain't from 9 trade.
Okay, all right. So
You associating with the 9
I love
trades.
that. All right, so what?
you gotta give it up like that to me. That
No, watch this. Watch this. Watch this.
Okay. So I mean, listen.
Video. I'm saying, yo, Harv, chill, son. Harv, chill. So I knew who it was. Why didn't tell right then and there?
I mean, listen. We talking about this. Now you're doing Sammy Davis Jr. I asked you why you gave the statement. Wait. We don't say it's over tonight. I don't know who the fuck you got in contact with after that. I'm asking you, why did you give the statement that we know you gave? Not why you gave.
Okay, watch this. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you. Sorry, I can't do it for a second. I need something to happen. I want to see some blood. I need somebody drop. I know who did it. Let's get to it. Ain't gonna happen. I said, oh shit. You know, months past. I'm not saying, yo, why something get dropped? You know who did it? And he asking me by himself right now. Y'all know who did it? Why nobody? You know what I'm saying? Boom. Time go by. Months go by. I'm like, damn, like shit's not adding up. I take a trip to LA. Remember to shoot the video with Nikki and Kanye with Crib Shot. I tell Shotty, yo, Shotty, we about to shoot the video. He said, yo, I gotta go to New York real quick. For co-hearing. I'm like, I bet. And that's where I met my girl now. She was out there. So I'm like, all right. Shotty was type funny. Like, it was just funny shit. I'm telling him to do shit.
and this is the person who brought you into this.
Yeah, so I'm like this. September, I'm in Dubai. Feds running the crib. While I'm in Dubai, I'll tell you. No, who kidnapped you? Why didn't you go do something, right? All eyes is on me. I've been Chinese on payroll, right? All eyes on me. I'm the funds, right? I'm the head of the fucking machine. They take out and say, you're real. I don't look at the station. He's from, right? He's authentically who he is from where he's from. He was not placed over there because he was a rapper. He could do this. Because we watched Durk start and fizzle the fuck out and go away. 4 5 years, he moved to New York at one point in time, trying to get back up, and he came back, right? So Durk is definitely entertained, but he is from where he's from. You and Durk are not the same. You and Durk are not the same.
Here it is.
Don't do it.
Are you saying he's invalidated because you don't feel he was in it from the?
He's from where he's from. Can I tell you what Durk is? The Durk I know.
Durk was right here. Look me up. Numerous times. No. I don't want to talk about why don't protect the fucking football and don't let it fumble, right? Why the fuck would I go out there? You right. If I was cut from the same cloth.
So this is the interview that is now being used in the Lil Durk indictment with the feds. So let's get into this. It's the academics from Academics Off the Record with WACK100 and Tekashi at 6ix9ine. These are all people who niggas swear to God are informants in our industry. This is not gonna help.
You cut from that.
This clip right here that I found. Appreciate it though, bro.
You say you cut from, I would have went and did it myself, right? But the same way you call me out, they know the exact same. I'm not bringing this off topic. Let me just get this on my chest. They know the exact nigga that put a fucking 10 bullets in King Von and he died there by himself. Why nobody slid for that nigga? I don't see you on Instagram saying, yo,
First of all,
Go
I'm gonna
slide
be
for
real.
that man.
Listen.
Y'all know what y'all saying? Yo, y'all
King
want this
Von,
nigga
I don't
to
know.
crash
I'm gonna
out.
be real with
Y'all
you.
want no.
Hold on.
That's
Hold on.
you know what I'm saying?
Wait, hold
if
on.
I didn't go hit
Hold
the
on.
nigga that kidnapped me,
Hold on.
why this nigga not shooting
Let
the
me
nigga
be
that
real
killed
with
King
you.
Von, nigga?
Let me be real with you. I
don't see you on Instagram say, yo, Durk, go slide for your man.
I discovered King Von.
No,
when
I don't
King
want to talk
Von
about King
died.
Von.
So
Why
I don't
is Durk
know.
not
I
sliding?
don't know no politics.
Slide on nigga kidnap
And
me.
listen,
Why is this nigga not sliding on the nigga?
well, how you know what they doing? Just because it ain't publicized on social media, how you know? How you
so
know?
how you know? If we didn't have this conversation, how you know I didn't try to get that man shot numerous times?
It's crazy that this conversation is being used against Lil Durk. And this is just, one of many things that we're going to go over this afternoon, as I'm just pretty much just showing you guys, waxing a lot of different people federal paperwork. But let's keep going with this.
It ain't no trying. It's about what you did do or didn't do. And I wouldn't expect you to do it.
So what is Durk doing? He's not doing
How
shit.
do you know?
How do you know that I didn't shoot at that nigga?
We know. You know it.
No, but
your eyes tell me you didn't.
If we didn't have that conversation, how would you know?
Bro, we all know. You do know that non-trade gangsters. You know what that's affiliated to, right? You do know what Jim Jones came to get his
right there.
right?
You look me in my eyes.
You think you're doing the selective biology.
No, I'm not.
That's what he thinks.
No, WACK, look me in my eyes.
Because I don't know nothing about King Von's situation.
If Durk was right here, look me in my eyes. Do you think Durk is a killer? Look me in my eyes and tell me, is he a killer?
The Durk I know.
Yeah. Tell me, is he a killer?
The Durk I know.
Yeah.
Right? The Durk I know.
You
I
taking
think
too long.
No, listen.
He's not a killer.
Listen.
A nigga looking like, yeah, nigga.
Listen. I'm going to tell you what Durk is. Let me tell you what Durk is.
You put me in the same
Let me tell you what Durk is.
I tell you. You got
Durk will whip your ass, 6'9". Durk will whip your ass.
Make the call right now.
Whip your ass.
No, I'm saying make the call right now.
Let me tell you what Durk is.
No, WACK.
Can I tell you what Durk is?
When
you done talking, I'm going to tell you.
And it's crazy because WACK's telling us what Durk is, but is he telling us, or is this again another formula of open source reporting? Now, I can't say that WACK is open source reporting because nothing has been used against Durk yet, but this conversation is coming up. It's showing to be a problem. It's again another overt act that's showing character the same way the situations keep coming up with Big U. I just want you guys to see all the similarities, because this situation is flamorous, and I got another one coming right up. So we're going to just continue to rock and roll with this, with a few times that WACK100 is mentioning different federal indictments and federal paperwork.
What Durk is? Go ahead. Durk is from Chicago.
I don't give a fuck about these Chicago niggas.
He's from where he's from. Hold on.
New York niggas is tougher than Chicago niggas.
Listen, he's from where he's from. He's from where he's from, right? He's authentically who he is from where he's from. He was not placed over there because he was a rapper and he could do this. Because we watched Durk start and fizzle the fuck out and go away. 4 or 5 years. He moved to New York at one point in time, trying to get back on. Then he came back, right? So Durk is definitely an entertainer, but he is from where he's from. You and Durk are not the same. You and Durk are not the same. We don't know what Durk doing.
Are you saying he's invalidated because you don't feel he was in it from the get-go?
Definitely was.
Yo, wait. I said, is Durk a killer? Look me in my eyes and tell me that.
We personalizing the Durk, but we can get to the point before. I think the point was
we don't talk about who's killers.
Wait.
We don't talk about those kind of things.
Whack.
Hold on, bro.
No, whack.
See, what you gotta understand is you can't drag me into your definition of being gangster.
No, whack.
Those things you're talking about.
And it's crazy because neither one of these dudes are being gangster in this exact moment. But that's the clip on Lil Durk. I want to slide into this real quick. Let me get in here right here. Let me get into this real quick. Now, this is WACK coming up in another federal indictment. This is a dude, Scrap. He's an Armenian mobster. And I'm going to hit the fast forward on this one just so we can kind of get through it because we have more cases to bring you where this dude's name just continues to come up. But let's show this real quick. Shout out to No Cap Network.
Yeah.
Subscribe button.
Say with this one. Yeah. Pressure hit different when your words get questioned. Your next move better be your best move.
I said what company or Rolls Royce in my community into my account that I'm lying about an audio that he has on Clubhouse.
Follow you.
WACK100.
Here we go right here. Okay, my bad. So this is first WACK is trying to tie Pop Smoke's unalivement to the Armenian community, and then now these same people were hit with a federal RICO. So let's get into this real quick.
Came into my comments and said, I'm lying about a
When your words get questioned, your next move better be your best move. You can't hide when the truth come looking for you. No cap, yeah, we stand on proof. What you say gon' follow you.
WACK100 came into my comments and said, I'm lying about an audio that he has on Clubhouse in which it led to some arrests in my community. I'm going to play the clip in a minute, but this is what he said. This guy is a liar. There's a Rolls Royce that was not returned to the Armenian people, and that raised an issue. Nobody said what company or city, so whoever got raided is their business. They can't keep up with me, so they make up lies, fake lies.
Whoever got raided. This is, again, coming from WACK100's 100 show page. Whoever got raided, feds involved.
Where's the work? Where's the work? The work is online. Where's the work? It's the new modern way of snitching, online. I'm going to play the clip that you're saying that I'm lying about so I can refresh your memory, and then we're going to get back to it.
Wait. Pop Smoke had that street. That's him thinking he playing, not understanding his junk. He thinking, because niggas ain't niggas, you can play with them. Right. That's like he didn't understand his jungle. He playing with them boys over there in Glendale, not understanding you don't play with them boys over there. You can't take something from them Armenians and Persians.
Who is it? The Armenians and Persians. Where are they in Glendale? So now this is going to show outside of Big U. We're going to get into that. Outside of Little Durk, we just got into that. WACK is now getting into it with the Armenians, and for whatever reason, however, he's doing the exact same thing and using the exact same tactics against them.
And don't think you ain't gonna get touched.
Oh,
man, you cannot.
Oh, you talking about when that
Yeah. Let it go. Look, bro, we got that on.
Wait, hold on. That's what I wanted to hear. So the people in the chat or the people on Club, I was saying let it go. But hear what WACK says.
Oh, you talking about when that Let
it go. Look, bro, we ain't got to let that on in what it is, right? So listen.
The street dudes call themselves trying to be loyal to WACK, saying no, let it go. WACK says we ain't gotta let it go. It is what it is. Talk about it. Let me open source report.
When they called me,
like he opened his mouth.
When they called me, right? I'm on tour in Europe. They say, yo, WACK, we putting them at a Airbnb, a crib in Hollywood.
Slim, pause the tape right there. So we got Scrap, voice from the Armenian community, responding direct to WACK.
Ordered like 15. That means 50 niggas know where he at, right? I called in. I say, yo, y'all better move the young.
So we don't want to hear WACK's Food Flammer. Let's hear what the Armenian guy has to say about the case that WACK has that leads to these guys getting raided.
Right.
I don't need to lie. I don't make money here on YouTube. I don't want the clout. I make more money than you, Adam, combined together. Let's get that out the way. Second, the person who owned the Rolls Royce was Russian, Ara. He was not Armenian, and he made a police report himself, stating that his vehicle was stolen. He was a snitch, the guy you're talking about. You're telling me a snitch made a police report and then sent somebody to kill Pop Smoke. You keep on saying you didn't mention the city or the rental company to make it seem like you weren't specific about what's going on. But everybody knows that Armenians are in Burbank, Glendale, North Hollywood, Pasadena. The rest really don't even count. And there is only 3 to 4 different exotic car rental companies that are Armenians. The feds don't kick off an investigation just because. They don't. There has to be somebody talking, saying something out loud. And when there is enough people talking about certain things, serious things, only then they start looking into it. This turns into a chain reaction. Put it this way, bro. If 3 of those rental companies are completely legitimate, but one of them had nothing to do with Pop Smoke, absolutely nothing, but you have diarrhea out your mouth. But that one company has dirt under their belt, you now have opened the door for these guys to make an arrest. This is just the modern day of snitching. What paperwork are you talking about?
So again, this dude, this Armenian man, is just breaking down how WACK is, just putting people in flammers, skullduggers, and extremely larceny situations.
There is no, bro. This isn't 1990. And by the way, this led to a snitch to snitch reaction that led for a bunch of different Armenian organizations being arrested right around the same time Big U got arrested. Stop saying, show me the work. This isn't 1990s. The work is online. Snitches have found new ways of snitching. They don't even have to sit down with the feds anymore, bro. They just upload something on YouTube and the feds will give you the wink, looking at a screen, and say, I got you, bro. I got you. And by the way, it's never okay to sit down with a rep. That 6ix9ine thing.
It's crazy. Even this guy, whenever this came out a few years ago, mentioned not a few years ago, a year and a half ago, a year and some time ago, he even mentions the 6ix9ine situation. For it to come up today in Lil Durk's indictment a year and a half later is incredible. So it just shows that everybody is aware of the way WAC's been moving. Everybody's clear about the way WAC's been moving. But for whatever reason, he's been allowed to just kind of like shimmy and shake all through within our spectrum.
You can't hide behind the business card. I have several.
I believe in this clip, there's also news footage from the actual federal raid. I think that was at the end, though. Let me see. Did he have it in here? I could be wrong. I thought there was actual news footage. No, there's not. No, here it is. Yeah.
Nothing back.
Raids. One in the hall.
Yalla.
2 dramatic morning raids. 1
FBI raids. Federal indictments.
Yalla.
2 dramatic morning raids. 1 in the Hollywood Hills and another in Burbank. Federal agents making arrests and seizing evidence in connection with a far-reaching investigation into Armenian organized crime. 13 people were taken into custody on a range of charges, including attempted murder, kidnapping, and fraud.
All right.
Okay, so that's that. Let me see. Let's see. So this was the first interview from No Jumper to be used against Big U. And this is where the overt act of him allegedly threatening to snitch, when WACK keeps trying to say, no, it was on a wiretap, it was on a wiretap. Well, the overt act comes from a wiretap, but Big U being charged with the assault that he's now being charged with in the federal indictment comes from this interview right here, because WACK100 gives a full confession of how, in his words, Big U assaulted him. So let's get into this.
You know I'm allowing you to question me right now, right?
I appreciate it.
Because you did some punk shit the other day. See, the only difference is you usually do what you did the other day sitting over there in London somewhere, right? And you're not here, right? It's a lot of places you can't go. You send Adam something as if it was a clip of something I did I wasn't supposed to do.
No, he sent me a screenshot of a page from the indictment.
Okay, that's cool.
Where Big
You
U
the
was
receiver.
recorded on a
You
wiretap,
the
basically
receiver.
saying that he punked you out with a whole bunch of people, and it had
No,
a
it was a
quote
receiver.
that he attributed to you,
Okay,
but it
well, hold
wasn't an actual video
Hold on.
or recording.
Hold on, hold
This
on.
was Big U's version
Hold
of
on,
events.
hold on. You're the receiver. So since you read everything, right? Tread lightly with this. Because I've been telling myself for the last couple minutes not to really do nothing to you because I know what you was trying to do.
Okay.
So since you so thorough, did you read what Big U said he did to me? No, either you gonna play smart or dumb. Did you read it?
Yes. Can I say one
What
thing?
did you? So did you read what Big U said he did to me? This is a confession from a victim, because what he is going to describe here is literally why he's named as a victim in the case. Is everybody keeping up with me? Chat, let me know if y'all keeping up with me. Just say, I'm with you. That's all I need to know.
Did you
Can I say one
find
thing in my defense first?
That's the bullshit and the real shit.
But can I say one thing in my defense
I
first?
just want to know what you read.
I feel like stuff that Adam said that he put source on top of. I just sent him an image of the indictment and said, "Have you seen this?" You went in the room and you said a bunch of stuff.
No, you said in that page.
Added on.
You said in that page. So I'm asking you, just gonna let me know where you at with me.
Mm-hmm.
Did you read that and did you use your brain to understand why and why not? So I'm a dude that just violated Big U like no other human being, right? Violated him.
For sure.
2-3 years, right?
That's such a claim to fame now that Big U is like the ultimate bad guy of LA.
No.
Him being able to say that he violated is like him saying he went up against Al Capone.
No.
To tell the tale.
No, you got to remember, I don't see Big U the way y'all see Big U.
How do you see Big U, Wack?
Big U done sat on my couch with his head down, scared straight in situations where he needed our help at. I don't see him that way. A motherfucker who I had to pay rent and help take care of his family, who then sat on my couch and said, help me.
So again, he's now alluding to have had so much information and so much insight on Big U and his family life. It then again makes you wonder, when it comes back to the situation with the story with Future, when this unnamed associate is coming, why wouldn't it be Wack, considering his own admission, and now considering how he's telling the story as if, thick as thieves.
I don't see that dude as that, right? But if you read that, right, it says we was 15, 20 deep, right? And we caught him. And he was by himself, right? You do know I jumped out on them. You do know I wasn't walking. I'm in a car with 800 horsepower in it, right? I'm very capable of whatever, right? You do know my homeboys was adjacent to them, but they had no idea they was there, right?
The Henny Man.
Right?
That's new information.
You do understand that, right?
I'm here.
He's
Big
screaming.
This is my fault.
Big Ack, how you living? Oh my God.
Now
he's
we
in here
got
with a
Mount
360
Podmore right here, bro.
Hello,
We set you in the
Shay.
middle.
How you doing? First time meeting.
Come on.
IRL.
Hold on. We got to get to this right here.
He's trying to pack
Sit
out
down. We on
Traplo
some
right
bullshit
now.
right now.
I'm
Yeah, we need a judge.
Hold on.
We need someone to litigate this
No,
situation.
hold on. Watch this.
I'm glad I'm here at ground zero, man. This roll the indictments.
Watch this. So let me give it to you, right?
Smell like police
Let me-
donuts up in
hey,
here, man. I brought my badge too. Yo, I said this stuff.
And here, academics comes in playing. But listen what academic says.
So let me give it to you, right?
Smell like police
Let me-
donuts up in here, man. I brought my badge too. Yo, I said this stuff.
I brought my badge too. And it's crazy that academic says I brought my badge too, because as we just saw in the previous clip, it's his interview that's being used in a little Durk indictment. I don't know.
Fan Avengers. They got me.
Yo,
they
not
got
Fan
Adam.
Avengers.
They got Black. You know.
Mount Podmore.
Shout out to the new
No
recruit,
fan
Remo.
Avengers.
He the undercover.
So
He
listen.
the worst undercover.
yeah.
Hold on. Let's
No,
get back to
they
it,
said
right?
the undercover had a stutter.
Oh, the undercover had a stutter.
We're eyeing up
Actually,
Flacco.
no. Won't you read it?
Look, I just
No,
feel
I
like
want you to
I feel
read.
like
No,
I
I
will
want
read
you to
it.
read it.
I'll read it.
I want to read
I'll
it.
read it. Can
Read
I say?
it.
Can I say something
read
before
it.
I read it? Because it's very important.
I want you to read it.
All right, I'll read
I want
it.
to see how
I'll
smart
read
you
it,
are.
and then I'll give what I thought of it, and then I'm
Go
going to
ahead,
repeat
read it.
what
I'm
Adam said about it.
listening.
But
I
you
want a
spun
dramatic
it.
reading.
You spun it crazy.
I want you to
before
read
y'all
it
get to that-
dramatically.
Hey, third, y'all out there?
Before y'all get to that,
I'm gonna expose something
Don't bring
Trap Lord Ross is not being allowed to speak at all.
that I
Pacoima
never
out.
exposed.
yo, Wack,
Oh wow, okay.
I'm so glad you're my friend because all your options go to jail, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Wack, I'm so glad you're my friend because all your ops go to jail. There it goes.
All your ops, everything don't like you, they going down in the ball of flame, man.
I'm a legal
Yo,
guy,
Wack's my
man.
friend. I'm telling you.
Go ahead, read it. Read it.
Henley
I'm on him for doing this weird shit. Go ahead.
Henley recounted to victim one, and this is on a wiretap, right? So bear in mind, this is very important. This is Big U bragging about doing this on a wiretap to somebody
On
else,
the phone.
not
Go
knowing
ahead.
that he's being listened to, right?
Read it.
Henley recounted to victim one an incident in which Henley and Rolling 60s gang members chased down WACK100, attempting to hurt him. Quote, "There's 15 to 20 dudes with us with hoodies tied down."
Now, is that not exactly what Wack just corroborated in the beginning of this interview? He started saying, it's this many people. You got X amount of people, blah, blah, Wooji Bam, all this and all that. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. He just, hold on. Let me see. Y'all remember the timestamp 4:30.
Fame now that Big U is like the ultimate bad guy.
You're the receiver.
Y'all
You
remember
know I'm
timestamp
allowing you to
4:30.
question me right now, right?
I appreciate it.
Because you did some punk shit the other day. See, the only difference is you usually do what you did the other day sitting over there in London somewhere, right? And you're not here, right? There's a lot of places you can't go. You sent Adam something as if it was a clip of something I did I wasn't supposed to do.
No, he sent me a screenshot of a page from the
Okay,
indictment
that's cool.
where Big
You're
U
the
was recorded
receiver.
on a
You're
wiretap
the
basically
receiver.
saying that he punked you out with a whole bunch of people. And it
Hold
had a
on,
quote that he attributed to you,
okay,
but it
hold
wasn't
on.
an actual video or recording. It was Big U's version of
Hold
events.
on, you're the receiver. So since you read everything, right? I'm tread lightly with this. Because I've been telling myself for the last couple minutes not to really do nothing to you because I know what you was trying to do. So since you're so thorough, did you read what Big U said he did to me? No, either you gonna play smart or dumb. Did you read it?
Yes. Can I say one thing?
What did you
can I say one
find
thing
in
in my
there?
defense
That's
first?
the bullshit and the real shit.
But can I say one thing in my
I
defense
just want to know what you read.
I feel like stuff that Adam said that he put source on top of. I just sent him an image of the indictment and said, "Have you seen this?" You
No,
went
you
in
said in that
the
page.
room and you said a bunch of stuff.
No, you said in that page.
Added on.
You said in that page. So I'm asking you, just don't let me know where you at with me. Did you read that and did you use your brain to understand why and why not? So I'm a dude that has violated Big U like no other human being, right? Violated him. 2-3 years, right?
That's such a claim to fame now that Big U is like the ultimate bad guy of LA.
No,
Him being able to say that he violated is like him saying he went up against Al Capone.
No,
and lived to tell the tale.
you gotta remember, I don't see Big U the way y'all see Big U.
I know.
Big U done sat on my couch with his head down, stared straight in situations where he needed our help at. I don't see him that way. A month ago, I had to pay rent and help take care of his family, who then sat on my couch and said, help me. I don't see that dude as that, right? But if you read that, right, it says, we was 15, 20 deep, right? And we caught him. And he was by himself, right? You do know I jumped out on him. You do know I wasn't walking. I'm in the car with 800 horsepower in it, right? I'm very capable of whatever, right? You do know my homeboys was adjacent to them, but they had no idea they was there, right?
The Henny man.
Right?
That's new information.
You do understand that, right?
He's screaming. Big guy, how you living? Oh my God.
Now we got my power boy right here, bro.
Hello,
We said
hello,
you
Shay. How you doing? First time meeting him. IRL.
Hold on, we got to get to this right here.
He's trying to pack out Chapel right now. Yeah, we need a judge. We need someone to litigate this
No,
situation.
hold on, watch this.
I'm glad I'm here. Ground zero, man. This is really
Watch this. So let me give it to you, right?
Post numbers again, man. I brought my bad shoe. I said this is the Fed Avengers. They got me. They got Adam. They got Black.
No, Podmore.
Shout out to the new recruit Remo.
Oh, he undercover.
So listen, hold on, let's get back to this.
Undercover had a stutter.
Oh, undercover had a stutter.
Actually, no, what you read?
Look, I just
No,
feel
what
like
you
I'll
read?
read it. I'll read it.
I want
Can
you
I say something before I read it? It's very important.
I want you to read it.
All right,
I want to see how
I'll
smart
read
you
it,
are.
and then I'll give what I thought of it, and then I'm
No,
going to repeat what Adam said about it.
I want a dramatic reading.
You spun it crazy.
I want you to read it dramatically.
Hey, third, y'all out there? I'm gonna expose something
Don't bring
that I never exposed.
Oh, wow.
Yo, I'm so glad you're my friend because all your options go to jail. I ain't gonna lie. All your options, everything don't like you. They go down the ball of flame, man. Yo, Wack's my friend. I'm telling you.
Go ahead, read it. I don't want him to do his weird shit. Go ahead.
Henley recounted to victim one, and this
I guess it wasn't as far back as I thought it was. But let's keep going. My bad.
on a wiretap, right? So bear in mind, this is very important. This is Big U bragging about doing this on a wiretap to somebody else.
On the phone.
Not knowing that he's being listened to, right?
Read it.
Henley recounted to victim one an incident in which Henley and Rolling 60s gang members chased down WACK100, attempting to hurt him. Quote, "There's 15 to 20 dudes with us with hoodies tied."
Right?
That's such a claim to fame now that Big U.
I really do nothing to you because I know what he did to me. What did you
Can I say
find?
what? Image.
You know where you at with me? I'm a
I'd
dude
say
that
yes.
been eating
For sure.
2-3 years.
Him being able to
head down, scared straight and sit you the way y'all see Big U.
I know.
Big U done sat on my couch with his head down, scared straight in situations where he needed our help at. I don't see him that way. A motherfucker who I had to pay rent and help take care of his family, who then read that, right? It says, we was 15, 20 deep, right? And we caught him. And he was by himself, right? You do know I jumped out on them. You do know I wasn't walking. I'm in a car with 800 horsepower in it, right? I'm very capable of whatever, right? You do know my homeboys was adjacent to them.
Okay, yeah, so you're corroborating what I was talking about at the 4 minute and 30.
Tied down. I got my hoodie on, all black, tied down. She like, boom, she jumped in the car, paid for.
This is incredible.
Redacted. And then took off. Boom, this dude screaming. My wife, drawers. I see you, Eugene. I see you. Eugene Henley, I see you. He's screaming all of that. He's got his blower. His blower's out.
Allegations.
But he's messed up. I gotta read the whole thing. But he's messed up. Because nobody's around. We like, bitch ass dude. I'm like, yeah, bitch ass dude. He's like, something. He's like, redacted. Die here, man. Don't do this. My wife, my kids in that car. Drawers. Don't do this. He's screaming.
Now you tell.
He was about to turn you into.
I want to see how smart you are. I've been violating him for 2 years. Violating him, calling him rats, snitches. He came up there 20 deep to get me, right? And he's telling me some word. What stopped him from fucking with me?
So look.
So this is WACK confirming they were up there 20 deep. So when this overt act from the wiretap, when he says that he wants to spank WACK, blah, 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 gets proven by this interview that it happened because WACK is saying he's 20 deep. They tried to violate me. What stopped them? WACK is giving a full breakdown. He's letting you know the who, what, the who, big U, the what. They tried to spank me. The what, the when was at the Novo, at the Novo show. The where, at the Novo. Why? Because I've been violating and running my mouth. How? They ran down on me for 20 deep. He just gave it all up. No, this is important.
I'm about to give you this. Let me get to it. My interpretation of this, me personally, and bear in mind, my interpretation wasn't put out there. Adam hopped on the live and said, No. This is so crucial.
I want you to tell me.
Because I'm gonna get to mine. Mine's okay. Adam hopped on there and said WACK was begging for his life. I didn't say that. You put source on it.
I want you to listen.
Adam put source on it.
I want you to tell me what you get from that.
This is what I'm trying to get to.
Why didn't he touch me?
I get to it is because you might not want to admit this. You had your blower.
Okay.
You're begging him not to kill him.
Now stop right there.
Right?
Like Clubhouse.
If I got my blower and you 20 deep with hoodies and I'm by myself, right? No begging to plead. That's when you really do it, right? What do you think my mentality was? For a dude not to approach me and you come to get me, and I jump out my car talking, what kind of
think of a lie. You got it. Think of a lie.
Conversation you think I'm having to make a dude say, don't nobody move?
I agree with you.
So now WACK is admitting to pulling out banger. No conviction. Got it. But in the same indictment, Big U is got it. Let's continue this. I'm gonna let y'all finish.
Now,
I feel like
Blick talk.
I feel like
y'all out there.
You probably
Call
was on that
third
Soulja
now.
Boy shit.
Now I'm about to expose something nobody ever knew.
Oh, shit.
So here it goes, right?
Ground zero,
I'm
man.
here. All of this is a part.
And now I'm about to open source report because this is again all mentioned in Big U's indictment, and this is why his overt act turned into an actual assault charge because of this clip right here.
Lot, right? I'm here. They walked down. They walked right past my car. They didn't even see me. When I seen them get here, I jumped out. Y'all looking for me? Right?
Shit.
They stopped. They back was to me. Y'all, I had everything I had, I could have dealt with everything in front of me. Now, what they didn't know is I'm talking to my team. Big U-Nim is here. Now watch this. Look, watch this. Big U-Nim is here. I'm here out the car. Third, who was here, and here?
You taking notes?
Hold on. Third, who in that parking lot when I'm confronting these 20 Crips was 20 to 30 feet in every direction and they didn't know it? All my homies was behind them.
That's new information.
Listen.
That's new information, man.
So listen, check this out. So when I'm letting you know, there's no need to beg nothing. What did I tell that fool? My home, they still don't know to this day that all my homies was positioned 11 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 6 o'clock. They didn't even see them. I'm talking to my homies in code, letting them know which way I'm going to push them.
It does not sound like he's talking to the police with what we now know about WACK. With everything we now know about WACK, he says talking to code. I'm going to say talking to police. Let's jump into this next one. Let me see. Hold
I said, nigga, ain't number 20 of y'all. I'm a down 3 of y'all.
And now he's letting them know, like Big U said in the indictment, like he says in Big U's indictment, 20 of them. There it is.
I just told him I'm going to get off in 3s. Right? At that point, he knows if he's getting off in 3s, when he go to 2s, he's running out of it. These dudes right now to this day had no idea that they was ambushed. So why the you see, he said I was by myself, right? I wasn't by myself. All you got to do is pay attention to the 3 people who got off the stage with Kanye. Now let's do the math, dummies. The 3 dudes in red, does he look?
So now, let's get into this. Let me see something, because this woman has a pretty interesting story about WACK. Let me see. The timestamp is 34 minutes and 31 seconds. 34 minutes right here.
And you know, and make sure I lawyered up and got lawyers and discuss, you know, the way that I'm gonna go after this. I let it be known. I'm going to file charges on this because, and it wasn't nothing about no cloud, it wasn't about nothing. I wanted my shit back. That was it. I really just wanted my shit back, and I need to let the police know this person robbed me. And I really just wanted my hard drives. You can have the red bottoms, you could have.
So she's saying that Tekashi set her up to get robbed, and WACK was the undercover in her case.
The expensive purse, you could have the money that was in there. You know, I just wanted my hard drives. So I flew back to New York a week later. I didn't tell nobody I was going. Me and my artist. Nobody knew I was going except for my family. Knew I was going to go back to New York and file these charges. So this where it gets interesting. I think I'm going to take my glasses off so y'all can see I'm telling the truth. This where I get interesting, world. So I fly back to New York the next week to go file the charges. I had been calling and, you know, trying to see if I could do it over the phone or over the internet. I just really needed a report number so maybe I can file with my insurance or something. I remember they would transfer me around. I'm like, I need to report a robbery. I need to report a robbery. I need to report a robbery. And the first thing, where did it happen at? Now, you know, New York has the tightest gun laws in the country. And they don't play down there, my story. So I fly back to New York. I need to fly back. So they gave me which precinct I need to go to and what I need to do. Get back to New York. I'm undercover. Go dip in. I go to the precinct, talk to the lady at the front desk, tell her who I was. I had been calling, and this is what they told me to do. They take me upstairs to this room. Sit in the little police room, right? Me and my wife. They have us fill out a statement. What happened? It was a white detective. First, he fill out a statement. He takes a statement, he says, stay right here. He come back with a big black man. Big buff-ass black man. Kind of mean. White dude's kind of cool. That dude mean. Everybody plain clothes, remind you that. They're not in suits. Police suits or suits, they all plain clothes. T-shirts, jeans, but they lost. The police. Black dude, he done read the statement. He said, come with me. We go to another room. We go, no lie, we go to a room. It's about 15 plain clothes, women and men, plain clothes. They got all these computers linked up. That's what I walked into. Everybody thought it was a myth. The hip-hop police really exist. What? Me and Junior boy look at ourselves. I said, damn, look, it's the hip-hop police. He said, walk through and look at all these computers. Identify who robbed you. Every last one of these detectives, they got all the Tekashi 6ix9ine them, all of them. They got all they got all these people. Now, mind you,
Now, when this came out, we would have thought that this lady was crazy, but after what we're witnessing and watching with WACK100, it actually, in fact, makes sense. And it was so unheard of and so obscure when these situations first started coming about that nobody really wanted to see them as what they were, which is the actual facts of the case and the situations. But now that we're watching this transpire and it's all come about, yeah, we're watching everybody get taken down off statements off social media. That is the one commonality in everybody who gets into a WACK100 is statements off social media being used to their detriment. Who has an issue with Durk? WACK, 6ix9ine, they all have problems with Lil Durk. Problems with Big U. Problems with this woman. Problem with the Armenians. It's just Munchie B is about to get himself in trouble dealing with WACK and talking too much on the internet. It's all statements off the internet coming back to bite people, and WACK's just pushing the narrative.
Never heard of Shotty. I only heard of Tekashi. I don't know him. I don't know nobody, none of these people. But I can remember who robbed me because it's stitched in my head, right? So they like walk through it. So they all got all these music videos and all these pictures and all this. Like, I'm going computer to computer. It's like, look at this. Look at that. I identified my robbers from all of that stuff. It was like, okay, fine, thank you. We're going to get back with you. Now, this is where it get good at. Guess who the black detective was that interviewed me?
A black detective that interviewed you.
The black undercover hip-hop police detective that interviewed me and took the case when I filed the charges on Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Black undercover detective.
Who shortly became his manager shortly after that. WACK100.
What?
WACK100.
Hold on. Okay, so you're saying...
I am saying WACK100 is a New York...
This came out 6 months ago. I'm inclined to believe this woman just based off the facts that look at the way this situation is going and look at the way the situation has been going. It actually does make sense to the person that we're talking about. At this point, we can't say it's a reach because WACK100's interview with 6ix9ine was just used in court against Lil Durk today. His interviews on No Jumper have been being used against Big U for quite some time now. We're watching this transpire over and over and over and over and over again. So at this point, I'm inclined to believe this woman.
He started out. He's the one who reported turned the case over to the feds. The case would have just been a case on somebody's desk that would have gotten caught up in millions of other that happened in New York. WACK100 is the detective that interviewed me when I made the report on Tekashi. He's the one that referred it over to the feds. And then that's where his promotion came in.
Hold on. So,
but why is that a lie? After everything we've seen, why is it a lie?
You're saying WACK100 was...
WACK100. WACK100. And I've sat back all this time flabbergasted. Now, mind you, let's do a pyramid.
Okay.
I've showed you where 56 is at. I've showed you Tekashi. I showed you DJ Academic. Did nobody know who DJ Academic was until Tekashi 6ix9ine. Well, he got his clout off of Tekashi. He made his name off the...
He was doing a lot of Chicago stuff.
All right, so that's that. What else we got?
And new at 4, the feds have brought new charges against a man known as Big U. He is accused of running a criminal enterprise in South LA while collecting millions of dollars in anti-gang money. Eugene Henley Jr. has been in federal custody for more than a year now. And prosecutors at this point say he tried to have a witness taken out. NBC4 investigative reporter Eric Leonard has been following this case since the beginning. He joins us live with an update. Eric.
Hi, Colleen. Well, federal prosecutors say this was a plot hatched from inside jail, where they say Henley was trying to pay other inmates to go after and attack a key witness. This allegedly happened last month while Henley was awaiting trial on conspiracy, racketeering, and fraud charges. This is Eugene Henley Jr. in a sketch from one of his initial appearances in federal court after he was arrested last year. Part of the initial case accused him of diverting public and donor money from his gang intervention programs and enriching himself. The feds say while he carried himself as a reformed gang leader working to prevent violence, in reality, he was still a shot caller on the streets, running a large criminal organization.
Mr. Henley operated Big U Enterprises, a mafia standoff
to pay two from behind or harm. New charge in 2022. Henley was involved in moving women across state lines for prostitution in 2022 and 2023, and that he filed a fraudulent application for a COVID-19 money to run anti-gang programs, abduction, and use. This is innocent news.
I'm trying to find the part about Future. That's what we want to see.
And new at 4, the feds have brought new.
Man. Boy, we got Big Dummy in the news today.
When we come to the thing, I say, we see you to get our flight. You was
Big Dummy still in jail. That stuff we all know. He got whacked.
for you was future old trick some money. So me trick and Big U was real close at the time, right? Hey, future old bro some money. All right, trick in Detroit. Me and Big U on a red eye flight to Atlanta. We coming to LAX. We coming through the security, putting our bag through the thing. Who we see on the other side? Future and the girl that's with the football player. Sierra. We see Future and Sierra. I say, bro, is that who I think it is? He looked. I said, yeah. I said, you take them. I got here. When we come to the thing, I say, hey, homie, you got that money for Trick? He take off run. I'm chasing the dead homies through the Delta. Runs into a motherfucking terminal, and he runs into the thing, but it ain't hooked up to no plane. He left it.
No, bro.
Wow. He runs into the terminal. True story.
Niggas start off just lying, though. Niggas say, what's the one bitch name? The singer bitch. His baby mama. Bro, you know Sierra name, bro. Stop playing. Niggas is crazy, bro. Like, bro. And then, it don't even sound realistic at all, though. Like, you telling me you ran down on Pluto and Sierra? Oh, you's a bad motherfucker. Oh, this nigga crazy.
He told this.
All right, so that's that situation where Future is being brought up in this indictment, and I want to find, that's not actually the clip that I was looking for. Let me see. Actually, not the clip I was looking for.
Chris, you don't know what I'm talking about? Watch this news clip before we get into the paperwork.
Charges of solicitation for murder are filed against purported LA gang leader Eugene Henley Jr., better known as Big U. The U.S. Attorney's Office says the 59-year-old was charged yesterday with asking 2 fellow jail inmates to murder a witness in a pending racketeering case against him. Federal prosecutors say he's also allegedly linked to the 2021 killing of an aspiring rapper in Las Vegas. Henley's attorney has not.
2014, defendant Henley approached NDC. Now, I don't know if this means Future told some shit or it is some doggone footage or something, but I find this to be scary, spooky, and hilarious. So if you look at Future, right, the name that they gave him is Navadius Damon Wilburn, right? And it says who uses the stage name Future is an American rapper, singer, songwriter, and record producer, right? But when we start to go down and we start to look at it, his actual real name, Navadius Damon Cash, is his name. You see the difference? That's Future's name right there. So did he change it because this shit was going to come out? Did he make a report? Let's continue.
And again, this is just another example of where WACK is mentioning somebody's federal paperwork.
No, because we seen NDC, not NDW, NDC. Remember the difference. This is NDC right here. Still Future. So let's continue reading. In or around 2014, defendant Henley approached NDC, a Grammy-winning record artist, in order to collect money from a Detroit associate. In or around 2014, after NDC refused to pay and ceased answering defendant Henley's phone calls, defendant Henley and his associates committed violations against NDC and NDC's associates and security for failing to show respect and pay money. Overt Act number 38. In or around 2014, a few days later, defendant Henley and his associates stomped out NDC. Defendant Henley and a co-conspirator chased NDC through the Los Angeles International Airport in an attempt to further intimidate and collect money from NDC. Now, wait a minute, Sadie Nash. Didn't WACK100 say some shit about this a few years ago on Clubhouse? You know what? He sure did.
And that was being used against Big U in a Flu Flammer Skulldugger's indictment. What do you say? What they're going to say is for content. Content is getting dudes. Bro, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And remember, y'all was saying, "Oh, Trap, you don't be liking nobody. You be cussing people out when they try to play with you for content." All those times they said that, I was tripping when I never let niggas play for content. When I took everything extra literal. Wise guy, am I tripping or did I have everything right? Because now everybody who said that I was tripping got to look stupid because it looks like I was 100% correct on everything I said about everybody who I said it about.
Let's see if what they said about the future situation happened the way that they said per Wax words. So it's one of the two. And when this had happened, just understand this, Big U wasn't arrested. So let's set the table right because whack ass might be grass.
Future old trick some money. So me tricking Big U was real close at the time, right? Hey, Future old bro some money. All right, trick in Detroit. Me and Big U on a red eye flight to Atlanta. We coming to LAX. We coming through the security, putting our bag through the thing. Who we see on the other side? Future and the girl that's with the football player. Sierra. We see Future and Sierra. I say, bro, is that who I think it is? He looked. I said, yeah. I said, you take them. I got him. When we come to the thing, I say, hey, homie, you got that money for Trick? He take off running. I'm chasing the dead homies through the devil.
Anonymous one, we already went over that, bro. We already went over that part. We already went over WAC and 6ix9ine and academics being mentioned in Durks' trial today.
Oh, what the fuck? Runs into a motherfucking terminal and he runs into the thing, but it ain't hooked up to no plane. He left it.
No, bro.
Right? Wow. He runs into the terminal. True story. Runs into the terminal, right? When he run into the terminal, he take his phone out, right? He know he can only go so far because what you gonna do? Jump onto the runway? That's a long drop down there, right? He throws the phone at me on speaker. All I hear is Stunner voice. He say, Wack, it's me, Stunner. Talk to me. I say, Stunner, I'm busy right now. He said, yeah, but I don't want you to be, nephew. What the going on? I say, oh, trick a bag, man. He can't be in our backyard and he owe bro a bag. Either he gonna pay or he finna get up and then he gonna pay, right? Trick at home sleep. He don't know what's going on. He in Detroit, right? He say, Wack, my word to you, I pay the debt. Let him be. I got business with that man. I said, what? He said, Wack, this Stunner talking to you as your brother. Leave him be. You got my word, whatever the debt is. Send me Trick, I pay him in the morning. On me. I'm giving you my word. I threw it back to fall. Trick got his wire. Damn.
And then y'all remember Big U actually responded to this story that was
and now Big U's being charged with this in an actual federal indictment
in LAX airport with WACK100. Nor did we run down on Future. Fact. I wish y'all would get it in y'all head. These people lie all day. 10% truth, 90% them. I hate how no matter what someone say about Big U, it's just true. When is the hate going to stop? I made one mistake. That was building a blank. And for that, B's and C's, I'm sorry. Big U won. So let's go off of what Wack said. Wack said that him and Big U seen Future. Big U basically stood by Sierra, and Wack, goddamn me, charged through the airport and was running through to find Future. Now, two things about this story. If you can't outrun WACK100 and you 6'2",
you deserve to get caught. If you can't outrun WACK100, you deserve to get caught.
When Wack is 5'3", I don't know what the hell wrong with y'all. Secondly, if WACK100 got you pent up in the corner, you supposed to just swing and thug it up right then and there. But thirdly, none of this shit implicates Big U in anything. If anything, it's an agreement that, hey, bro, this the homie. We cool. This is our shit. If you owe our homie, then shit. Hey, we gonna make sure we get it. But none of this shit is what they're saying in the damn report as far as any violence and all this shit. Trust me, if Wack would have did something wrong, I would have burned him. But in this instance, if anything, WACK100 ass better be glad he ain't in the feds, because what you just said was you did all this shit. It make it seem like WACK is the one running the show. Now, here's where I'm sorry to tell y'all this, the real shit happens.
Now, you know what? Let me just give you guys this last one from Sadie Nash. Let me give you guys this last little 1-2 step like here.
One witness in the whole entire thing. June 10th, 2026. If you know that day, you know that day. Defendant Henley asked about the layout of a housing unit where Defendant Henley believed Victim 1 was located. And then on or before June 10th, 2026, Defendant Henley offered to pay 2 inmates to kill Victim 1 to prevent Victim 1 from testifying against Big U Enterprise members at trial. Notice of special sentencing allegation as part of the agreement to conduct and participate in the conduct of the affairs of the Big U Enterprise through a pattern of racketeering. On or about January 25th, 2021, Henley, with others known and unknown to the grand jury, unlawfully, intentionally, willfully, and deliberately, with the premeditation and malice aforethought, killed the victim, RW, in violation of Nevada revised statutes sections 200.010, 200.030, and 195.020. Now, to summarize the 80-some plus page document that we did read, I could make this an hour-long video, but what's the point of that? Y'all really wanted to see about the future shit, and y'all wanted to see what the hell had happened. End of the day, the way that they're painting Big U is pretty damn bad.
But it's all based off slew, flammery, skullduggery, and larceny from a man who's mentioned. And at this point, we can continue to go, but we're already pushing up on an hour of this video on this particular subject. And I want to get into Mob James as he testified on Keefe D today. But it's how you see it, man. WACK100 is named in just multiple Ricos, just all across California. You feel me? He just is Rico in and out. So with that all being said, man, red dots to the left, you know, rest, say prayer and be blessed. Chat. Let's jump into this, though. Let me see. All right.
This is going one way. I thought that Keefe D's lawyer going in on Mob James. Let's hear what he had to say. I'm gonna play some of what he had to say.
Death row. I was the guy that if something happened, would have you take care of that. Like Snoop Dogg trial, there was issues up there. I was sent up there to make sure those problems didn't happen again. And are those?
Let's hear what he had to say. I'm gonna play some of what he had to say.
Who is this coming from? Oh, this is Ticket TV. Okay, so shout out to Ticket TV. It's something like I gotta make sure I show them some love. I'm like, who the hell playing this content? All right.
Death row. I was the guy that if something happened, would have you take care of that. Like Snoop Dogg trial, there was
he's testifying on Suge Knight and Keefe D. All right, got it.
Issues up there. I was sent up there to make sure those problems didn't happen again. And are those problems, and I'm not asking you to get into specifics, but are those problems meaning issues with other people who might be gangbanging or might be trying to threaten folks at that point? Yes. And you are somebody that Suge relied on to be able to protect his roster of music artists and other things like that. Were asked to help out with Snoop. Did Snoop have any other problems? No, we didn't have one issue at court. Now, I'm going to ask you, fast forward a little bit, to were you familiar with the Southside Compton Crips? Yes. Would you say they were somebody you were in alliance with or a rivalry with? Right. Okay. And when sometimes those that rivalry get violent? Anytime you're dealing with the gang life is going to be violent at any given time. Are you familiar with somebody by the name of Tupac Shakur? Yes. How are you familiar with Tupac? He was assigned to Death Row. And when he was signed with Death Row, would he also hang out with you guys? He hung with my brother now. Yeah. Not me. Who was your brother? Alton McDonald, Buntry Ave. He went by Buntry? Yeah. Now, during this time, is it fair to say that Mr. Shakur had an issue with rappers from the East Coast? I think Tupac inherited the beef between Suge Knight and Puck. Okay, that was your perspective of it. That's all it was. And we all fell. Some of us fell victim to it because we allowed ourselves to be a part of the BS, should I say. And that was a situation between record companies, like gangs. So technically it wasn't our business. But when you had 20 men just fresh out of prison, and
This is the whole testimony from Mob James. This is sick.
Didn't have a way of getting the things they wanted, getting a paycheck from Suge.
Now, I don't know what Mob James' standing is within his community. I have no idea how the Pirus feel about Mob James, but this is interesting for sure.
We did almost anything and everything to get that paycheck.
Now, was there another gang that was associated with Bad Boy Records, the East Coast record company that Puffy had?
The only one I know of is Southside.
And did that escalate the tension between Mob Piru and Southside?
At the time, there was no at war, it was peace. And when the two record companies got into it, Bad Boy went to Kippy D now, and Suge came to us. So that intertwined everything, and we had issues.
Man, that is
where that you were at, where there were those issues in itself in terms of violence.
Are you serious? Don't ask me that right here. I can't say that on both sides. When each neighborhood met each other, there was a lot of tension. I'd say that.
Okay. Now I want to talk a little bit about September 7th, 1996. Mm-hmm. Were you in Las Vegas on September 7th of 1996?
Yes.
Why were you in Las Vegas?
To run the security at 666.
My nigga, on God, bro, who would have thought in 2026 we would be in World War III and having a Tupac trial? Man, it's like the feds is doing a big sweep, like all cases, all okay. They just cleaning up everybody getting up there.
We were having issues with individuals that said that they were coming for whatever reason they was coming for, and to come to 662. My job was to not let that happen.
Similar to the kind of security you were asked to apply in the whole Snoop Dogg situation.
It didn't have nothing to do with Snoop Dogg. It was everybody came. Well, Suge and Bunch of them, his entourage, everybody went for the fight. My job and all of my people were there to make sure nothing funny happened at 662. So we were the fall guys. So if something happened, we was the one that's going to go to jail for it. Prepared to do that. So nobody else was going to come up there and disrupt it in that manner. But if anybody remember that night, it was so many Metro and everybody there. Neither side could have did anything. So it was calm, it was peaceful.
When you say there's so much Metro there, you're talking about so much Metro at Club 6.
Metro's police.
62?
It was police all over the place.
Now you said you were there to be on the lookout for something. What were you
said I was on the lookout for nothing.
I apologize. You were there. In order to ensure there weren't any problems. Is that fair?
To make sure everything was good.
And because you had heard there might be some issues.
Right.
And what were the issues that you were concerned about?
Individuals coming up there creating an issue we was having with different sides of from with Crips, period.
Yeah. So you were worried about Crips. Not worried. I'm sorry. You were there providing security to ensure that Crips did not initiate any violence at Club 6.
Not just Crips, that nothing would happen.
Okay.
Period.
Okay. And then when you were there, was Reggie Wright Jr. with you that night at September 7th, 1996 at Club 662?
Yes.
What was Reggie doing there?
Reggie's job was to watch me and make sure I don't get in trouble. Everybody knew how I was. So everybody else went to the fights. Reggie was there to watch me with the people that was there.
And I'm assuming he's talking about Reggie Wright.
And I'm guessing that you were not the only person there making sure there wasn't
Hey, yeah, you know what's crazy? Didn't Suge say that he wasn't going to testify?
any problems at Club 662?
I'm positive it was 30, 45 moves there.
And again, that was to make sure.
Look, I ain't going to lie. Hear me out. If I was Suge Knight, I would have said that I ain't going to testify, and then they would have took me out there, and then I wouldn't have testified, or I would have just played stupid like Lil Woody. That way I could just continue to get out my cell every day. You feel me? And I just would have went up there for my own entertainment. Y'all wouldn't have got nothing useful about me. I just would have been up there talking. I wouldn't have made I just would have been up there. You feel me? Just providing entertainment like two big old titties bouncing. Nothing but entertainment. That's all I'm here for.
There wasn't any violence that occurred at Club 662.
But I'm going to get about this still. So I think Suge Knight should have just played it off like, yeah, I'm going to testify, and then went up there and just started trolling. Get about the cell, bro. Shit.
When at some point that night, do you learn that Tupac or Suge had been shot?
That night, yes.
Can you tell me how you learned about that?
Well, people was coming back and was explaining that Tupac and Suge just got shot. Everybody was in a uproar. A lot of people started even trying to get over there on Cobalt. We couldn't leave because we didn't pay to do this here. It wasn't too long after people started coming back, like Harold came back and went to the hospital. The majority of the people was leaving and then coming back because that night they said, and even Suge came back with a little bandage on his head, and we thought everything was good. People kept partying.
So, and When Suge came back, you said he had a bandage on his head. But
Yeah, why is Mob James telling? Is he like getting something out of this? Is he fighting time, or like why is Mob James snitching? Is he on trial for something? Is he indicted for something? Is there something that I'm missing here? Like why is he here?
I mean, the dude said he got shot, but he was grazed, a little scar, but nothing penetrated.
Some people would describe being shot in the head even slightly.
I mean,
yeah.
Wrong.
All right. So when you find out,
And then random, you can't get shot in the head a little bit. Like you get shot in the head, you're shot in the head.
well, let me ask this: was Reggie with you when you found out that Tupac and Suge were shot?
Yes.
And did it appear to you in any way that Reggie Wright Jr. was coordinating the murder of Tupac Shakur?
Impossible.
I mean, and I say this because you're aware that there have been some conspiracy theories that Reggie Wright Jr. is responsible for the murder of Tupac.
And it's so not true. His father was implicated, and his father had something to do with it. Reggie Wright used to be a police officer. And here again, I've been knowing Reggie Wright over 50 years. His daddy, as a police officer, patrolling my neighborhood. He done took me to jail many times when I messed up. If Reggie killed Tupac, then Death Row is over with. Tupac was the money source. Tupac was that guy in Death Row. So Reggie would have had a problem if he would have did that. And Suge, I truly believe Suge would have opened his mouth if Reggie betrayed him like that. So people say what they want to say.
After that night, do you stick around in Las Vegas or do you go back to Compton?
Well, I stayed in Vegas and we left that morning because we knew he was going to have neighborhood issues, and everybody left and went back to Compton.
Why were you thinking he might have neighborhood issues?
Well, you got to meet some. The issues that we was having was heated, and Compton was on fire at the time, and things were happening. And me personally, staying in Vegas wasn't worth it. That man in the hospital, it's time to go in and protect your home front and be prepared for whatever happened there. You know what I'm saying? Like the other side was being prepared and was prepared to do things because Orlando got beat up in there, and that's something you don't tolerate. So you was gonna get some repercussion from that and everything else that was going on. So living this life, you gotta be ready. If you're not,
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out like what is Orlando? What is Mob James's encouragement for this? Like why is he doing this? Like what is his reasoning? What's his why do we why is he here? I just like what is he getting out of it? Is he just being a good citizen? Like what is Mob James doing?
you might as well just lay down.
Now, you weren't there for the beating of Orlando Anderson at the MGM, were you?
No, I was.
Like we talked earlier, you were at 662.
Yeah.
But are you aware of why Orlando was targeted?
I'm aware of a lot of things. Things that was going on. People ain't talked about it in 30 years. Today ain't one of them. I don't mean to be funny, but here's the thing. A lot of things happened that night. A lot of things happened weeks and weeks after that night. Me or anybody else bringing up the dead is wrong. A lot of people got hurt behind this situation in itself. Living the life and how we lived in Compton is one thing. You bring back all of the guys that made it, like me, I'm 61 years old now, to rehash and relive this situation again. I told every attorney in here that tried to get me to come here, you better treat me as a hostile witness. And I think that's where I'm about to go now because you asking me questions. I can't answer those questions.
Okay, well, let me ask you.
But why do you have to be a witness at all? Hostile witness, not a hostile witness? Why you? I'm confused.
This, I'm not going to speak on Orlando. Let me ask you something about yourself. There was a rumor that Tupac had knocked you out one time.
I'd have killed him.
That would have been your response if that happened.
Yeah, I'm being honest with you and everybody else. I said it on my podcast show. Him, Suge, and my brother. I'd have shot all three of them if he touched me. That's how I was living.
Why is that?
That's what I was back then.
And so is it fair to say that your reputation and your standing in the neighborhood would require you to do something if you're going to get punked by somebody like Tupac?
You don't have a choice, or you can't be there.
Oh, this nigga Mob James is snitching. Goodness gracious.
I'm sorry. We're just a side talking. No, that's my fault. I asked, with being in the life that you were, if somebody like Tupac is punking you, like by punching you in the face, something like that, you would have to retaliate, or you would lose your place in the neighborhood.
You would have to go back home and fight everybody that called you a punk. You would have to go. There's some rules that you roll with, and some rules you just got to handle. Certain things need to be dealt with, adjusted, living that life. And when I was living that life, it wasn't no ifs, ands, or buts. It wasn't no, oh, you get a pass. No, I would have shot him, to be honest.
So then you had mentioned, I'm not going to ask you to go into any specifics, but you had mentioned that after what happened here in Las Vegas, there were issues between the neighborhoods. How long did that last? Was it like, all right, one day we're good, everything's done, or did it last for longer than that?
No, it was tension in the air for quite a long time until I guess both sides, and he might agree, just said, let that shit go. Because it really wasn't our beat. This was between Suge Knight and QPD. And people put themselves in situations, like myself, right? I'm guilty as everybody else. Like myself, I put myself in a situation to protect something and somebody that didn't have nothing to do with me. I did it for a paycheck. I did it on some just because. I'm older now. I get it. But we did things for all the wrong reasons at that time, in them days.
What's another? Your Honor, pass on this.
Okay. Cross-examination, Mr. Sam.
So have you ever met me?
Excuse me?
Have you ever met me before?
No.
Have you ever spoken to the district attorneys prior to your testimony here today?
Once.
And is that what you're referring to as the time that you told them, like, hey, any attorney here is better treat me as household because?
Yeah, I told him I didn't have nothing to do with it.
Now, a couple questions for you, sir. This is more for clarification. So on the night of the murder, you were working as the head of security for 662.
Yes.
Explain for us a little bit about the club. Was that Suge's club or was it somebody else's club?
Suge, to my understanding.
Okay. And
This is incredible. And again, Suge Knight can be like offered time off his sentence and all kind of stuff, and he's not even here. You just got Mob James just giving it all up, huh? All right, Mob James. I'm not really sure what your reasoning is, but all right.
when you were there as head of security, were you there? Had you worked there as head of security prior to this particular night?
We did an event there once before. Yeah, same thing.
Okay. And on this particular night, was this an event like some type of fundraiser or something for police officers or anything like that? Do you recall what the event was for?
We wouldn't have been there.
Okay. No. What was the reason for the event?
It was Mike Tyson fight. Tyson was coming back. Tupac was supposed to perform like other people, and we was there for that.
Okay. Can you describe for us how big the club is so that we can?
30 years ago, a little bit bigger than this room.
So it's relatively, it's not like a 2-story. It's not,
it's
small.
small.
And in terms of the club itself, you were there and you were sharing with us that there were other people that were there.
Yes.
Law enforcement as well as I don't know, people from your side of town.
Oh, law enforcement was outside. The Metro would say, "Why y'all from my mouth?"
Sure.
They were outside. We were on the inside. With no law enforcement mingling with us.
So, as far as you know, law enforcement wasn't hired by Reggie Wright to provide additional security.
No, this was Metro posted up all over the place.
And so they were there specifically just to harass or just send a warning or what?
No, they were there. Like when you have events in Las Vegas, everybody knows. You're gonna see Metro here, every block. Yeah, they was posted up.
Well, number one, Vegas is extremely maneuvered by police. You're not going to do anything in Vegas with the police out there that you're going to get away with it at all. There's no way possible.
They do all the time.
But you're telling me that as head of security, you do not know or you don't believe that Reggie Wright hired the Metro officers?
I know for a fact he didn't hire the Metro police.
Okay. Do you know how many people were on the payroll that night from your security team?
Well, y'all do paperwork different than we did. Our paperwork was getting cash money. Our paperwork was what they call under the table. We had at least 30, 40 of my homeboys there. Reggie Wright Jr. and his security, his company, the people work for him, didn't have nothing to do with what Suge paid us for working. So that was two different entities, Reggie and Suge. The homies was there for the Suge Knight. Reggie Wright hired his company to watch over Suge Knight people. Right. So his security did like the right thing. My security did what they ain't gonna do. You get what I'm saying? I get it. The police gonna walk you out of there. We gonna.
This nigga is talking and telling everything. There's no reason to be telling all this information.
Drag you out of there.
Man.
So it was a difference, but not on the same paper.
Sure. And once again, the intent was to protect 662, right? To protect the club, protect the patrons who were going to go there, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, in terms of your knowledge of what happened on that night, fair to say you weren't present when the shots had rung out.
No, I wasn't there.
Okay. And your testimony is that you had heard from other people initially that, hey, Tupac had been shot.
Yes.
And you had thought maybe other people were maybe relieved, thinking like, okay, it's not that big of a deal. He's going to be okay.
That's what came back to 662. People that went to the scene, and everybody said Tupac was talking. So everybody came back to the club saying he's going to be all right. So people just went back to, me.
Now, in terms of the that night, you go back to Compton. You live in Compton.
Yes.
You still live in Compton?
No.
At the time you live in Compton, you go back to Compton, and you tell us that there was a lot of tension. Was there? Can you describe that for us when you went back in terms of what kind of tension we're talking about?
You sure you want me to answer that?
Is it going to be graphic?
No, I ain't gonna. I got
This nigga is crazy. Mob James, my biggest question to you is, what is going on in the world where you need to make this situation happen like this, bro? I just want to know.
It's the word, but you asked me a question. I don't, and what I explained to them, I don't want to send him to prison.
Sure.
Even though we don't like each other.
Sure.
I don't want to send you to prison. So that's why I'm here where I'm at and the way I am, because I changed my life. I'm raising my grandkids, teaching them never to be like their papa. And here I am explaining to people what I used to be. And I'm not proud of that. I'm not proud of that at all. And you asking me questions that can hurt him. And like I told them, I'm trying to avoid to answer the questions that they might look at me and say, something is wrong.
Well, let me put it this way. Let me help you with this.
Okay.
So these people right here, what they want to know from you is, did you see who shot Tupac?
I told you no.
Correct. So outside of that question, right, the next question I'm asking you is, when you went back to Compton, was it like a Southside crib shoots a Pyro Blood, and then a Pyro Blood shoots a Southside crib? Is that the tension that we're talking about?
Do I answer this?
That's a straightforward question. It's a yes or no answer.
Okay.
Did you see that?
When I was a part of that life, I was a part of that. And I was, no, because you asking something that's going to hurt this dude. And okay, let me stop.
It's like he's so, you don't understand, like he waiting to exhale on God. Bro, it's like he's like so like relieved, he's so eager to just tell on everybody. He's so happy to do this.
Once again, I want to emphasize.
When we got back to Compton, it was a gang war. People were getting hurt.
Okay.
People were looking for certain individuals from his neighborhood, as well they did mine. But Orlando, him, and certain other people were being assaulted because people wanted to kill them.
Sure. Were they the only ones that they wanted to kill?
Am I the only one up in here? No, they weren't the only one. It's his neighborhood in particular. Right. But they were the main subjects of a gang war. It was in the middle, such as me.
So you're telling us that people back home somehow had some type of information that said that guy, as a bunch of other people, were involved in what?
In the murder of Tupac.
Okay, but my question to you.
Stop.
Can you focus on me for a second, sir?
Yeah, we will.
And I apologize. I just want to make sure that we're clear, okay? In terms of that information, none of those people were there, right?
What people you be speaking on? The people that was already in the neighborhood, or the people that left Las Vegas that same night Tupac was shot to go home, bare their arms, and go to somebody else's neighborhood to look for somebody? They had to pay it back.
So once again, my question to you is that the information that I'm asking about is the people that back home, you're saying were eyewitnesses to this?
How could people back home be eyewitnesses to something that happened in Vegas? No, that's not what I'm saying.
The people that were here in Las Vegas, listen to my question, sir. The people that were here in Las Vegas, you're telling me, were eyewitnesses to what happened and went back home. Is that what you're telling me?
I'm telling you, the people that was at 6.
Just answer my question, sir. Yes or no?
I can't answer that without what's called. You trying to tell me to say something that you know.
And now here go Mob James finna get into it with the lawyer. They going back and forth. This is getting extra aggressive.
I'm not gonna understand. If you let me explain to you.
No, answer my question.
I'm not answering nothing.
No, answer my question. I ain't answering nothing. Petty. This shit is childish.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, Mr. McDonald, focus for a second.
I am focused. Very
focused on this. My question to you is this. You didn't know what happened that night because you weren't there.
I was at 662.
Right. Do you know who that was there?
I know everybody that was there.
Okay. Like who?
Talk to your lawyer, man. Just do the trick. I'm not going to explain that. I can't answer that.
Okay. Let me ask you this next question. You are telling us that people back in Compton, for some reason, knew what happened here in Las Vegas.
A phone conversation. People found out when people left Las Vegas the same night Tupac was shot, went straight back to Compton. It only takes 3.5 hours to get home.
Sure.
Good information given.
Yes, it wasn't a problem for people to find out what happened. No problem at all.
They got on their phones, they texted people, they let them know what happened here on the night of the shooting.
Yeah. They had walkie-talkies, they had all kinds of phones. They had ways to call people to say whatever. But when people left Las Vegas that same night, after they found out and got in their cars and went home because it was a situation, Pac was shot. Retaliation is a mug. Come on, man. It was for real, for real. All of this was for real.
Now, the night of the shooting, did you have a walkie-talkie? An XL thing or something like that?
No.
Did Reggie write?
I don't know what he had. I don't know how much money he had in his pocket. I don't know what he had on his hip.
But you were the head of securities, but you're telling us you did not have any
Right-way security has nothing to do with the gangbanging security, rules, whatever you want to call it. They had nothing to do with us. The phones that Suge had for certain individuals, they had the phones. Like the guy that was bodyguard for Tupac that night. Like some of the guys that was at the Tyson fight, like Suge Knight. Certain individuals had phones. Yes, they did.
Okay, so, all right, I get what you're saying. You're not there, but you're saying other people were.
And now he finna say who the other people are. This nigga Bob James is a cold feather mucker, boy.
Yes, I'm saying there was a lot of people there.
A lot of people were there at the shooting that took place.
That was in the entourage, yes.
Let's see. Okay, just one final question. You're here today, and I think the state had asked this question under a subpoena. You're ordered to be here today, right?
Yes.
In terms of that subpoena, for instance, is that's the only reason why you're here is because of that subpoena?
I don't have no other.
Oh, okay. He got subpoenaed to be there. That don't mean you got to talk. Just subpoena, just telling everything, bro.
Reason to be here. Yeah.
Just telling everything.
In order for you to get that subpoena, you were served that subpoena back in California?
Yes.
By a police officer?
I don't know. He was in uniform.
Okay. And that order required you to go to a court in California?
I had to go to court in Victorville.
And then that court in California said you have to show up here.
In that court, I cussed them out and told them, you can't make me do nothing.
Right.
And in that court, they told me that I would be in attempted court. Me raising my grandkids, I'm not going to put my grandkids in the car and move somewhere so y'all can't find me. So all that running and living a different life, I ain't doing it. So I agreed to come. And I explained to everybody in here, you ask me something, I'm going to be honest about it. You ask me something I don't want to talk about, you're going to have a problem. Treat me as a hostile witness. You're not going to talk to me and tell me as a grown man what I have to do.
This shit is cold, bro. You could have went up there and just flew flam and scolded Mr. Mob James. You didn't have to give up all this information that you've been giving up, my good brother. What you did, and here we are.
I'm not going to send him to prison. You are.
So the accusation now is because of the fact that we're trying to ask you questions, you're blaming it on me.
You asking me questions. If I just answer your questions, we don't have a problem in here, a misunderstanding. And you're asking me something that wouldn't be good with him.
Right. And once again, I just want to look. We're just trying to figure out who shot Tupac. You're telling us that you were at the scene. That's all I want to know. At the end of the day, that's it. Right?
Was I in the entourage when Tupac got shot? No.
Okay. Nothing else, right?
I was at 62. I mean, that ain't hard. I mean, that's easy math.
No further questions.
Anything further, Stacey? All right, we've got one more, please, and then we'll let you out of here.
Okay.
Ladies
This nigga Mob James is crazy, boy.
and gentlemen of the jury, any questions for this witness? Seeing no hands. Oh, we do have one. Okay, hang on one second.
They let the jury ask questions. They let the jury ask questions. He said, man, treat me as a hostile witness. Yo,
the police
I didn't even know the jury could ask questions in these type of situations. I never knew that.
officers not to have guns, and I don't know why. To be honest, I don't know if Reggie Wright told his people, all the police officers, not to have guns, and I don't know why. He sure didn't tell us because we had ours, and that's the honest truth.
All right. Any follow-up based on that, State?
No.
Defense.
I just want to clarify what the witnesses said. You're telling us that you had guns that night.
Yeah.
I just want to know. But you had guns that night.
Yes, we did.
All right, thank you.
All right, State. I know you didn't want to be here, but thank you for coming out.
Okay, can I say something? I want to apologize to everybody, but I find this kind of funny. And truthfully, what you're going through, brother, is what you're going through. I didn't want to be a part of that, and I'm not a part of that. So I appreciate everything, and I apologize to all of you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. McDonald. You're free to go.
wow, man. Explosive. That destroyed.
That is very flu flammers. Very flu flammers. But with that all being said, man, sheesh. Red dots to the left. You know the rest. Say a prayer and be blessed. Out of here. Let's see what else we got going on in these YouTube streets, because man, that's all I gotta say. Chat, what y'all think about that one? I don't think we ever watched. I mean, we've watched a lot of snitching, but I think that might be one of the most flu flammerous ones. I think that might be one of the most flu flammerous ones, bro. We've seen a lot of snitching here at TNN Trap News Network, but I think that right there, that might be the one, son. That might be the one done. Let's see what Crip I got going on. Girl, throw that wham in a circle, even if it's small, many jumps like a hurdle. Girl, throw that wham in a circle, throw that wham, throw that wham.
Wife says she ain't.
Now, real quick question. You know, Crip Mac has been getting a lot of grief lately about how, I said it, he getting grief. He getting a lot of grief lately about going into the Hoover community and feeding their people and all that kind of stuff. Do you guys think Crip Mac was wrong for that? Do you feel like they, you know, are hating on Crip Mac? Do you feel like he shouldn't have did it? He did diss while he was over there. Now, it is kind of like counterproductive to diss somebody's hood while you trying to go over there and say you feeding the homeless. But I just want to know, do y'all think that Crip Mac did too much?
What it do, YouTube? What it do? Now, Crip Mac's wife says she ain't getting no DP because she says she ain't did nothing wrong. Now, before we get into that, let's get into this. Crip Mac is gonna fight a Southsider this week, and this Southsider
Crip Mac is fighting somebody this week? Why? How do we get here?
is from Long Beach. He noticed that a lot of people been saying that blacks are scared to fight Southsiders. That's why he accepted this fight.
Hey, we gotta save this for Saturday. Hey, come on, gang. We gotta save it for this Saturday, y'all. Hey, come on, look. This Saturday is going down. Stop playing with us. We going live. I'm right here with C-Lock, Funny Bunny, and ain't nothing funny in this mother. We got some real ones in the building. We going crazy.
Okay, Crip Mac, please don't go out there and lose because everybody's gonna say you lost to, no disrespect, but to, you know, Brown brother, and it's gonna go very, very bad. So let's keep this where it goes. It's gonna turn racial for sure. This is a racial situation waiting to happen.
He ain't from Longos. He's from PL. He said he's one of the few Southsiders that loves to fight blacks. He said most Southsiders in LA are scared to fight blacks. So it's no surprise to me that he's willing to fight Crip Mac.
See what I mean when I say racially motivated?
Look, fool, recently you went viral for making a comment that said something along the lines of that the Southsiders from Long Beach were afraid to fight the blacks.
That motherfuckers are scared to catch paid with the morenos, homie. Like, straight up come, like, I haven't ever seen a lot of my raza put in work to stand up for a raza. So morenos could like say that we get down with the business. There's been a lot of homies that are with the business. We don't get down, bro. And not even only in Long Beach. I'm talking about everywhere, bro.
Yeah, so he's saying that Mexicans are scared of blacks as well.
I see more people from Paisas get down with the morenos. They're more with it than the ones that actually are here for cholo gangbanging, homie. That are my age, homie. Just get down with the morenos, my boy. Just get down with a squabble with them, homie. And then they're gonna like you more, perro, because that's how they like to squabble, homie. And they just give you your props, bro. You know, that's what I like about them, fool, because, you know, I squabble. So for Bunny Hunter, Watson, I drop with them and shit. We still go on the fucking floor down, like legs, boom, 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 boom. So it's like,
he's really excited about this. He's really enjoying this.
And it was not ever personal. It was just like kind of like business. A good experience, homie. Like, yeah, homie, we both with it, homie. Like, yeah, homie. Like,
remember when Crip Mac went to the heart of the Hoovers? Now, one thing a lot of us didn't know is this. Crip Mac did run into a Hoover at that store. I think his name is Slap. Now, when I seen Slap saying that he seen Crip Mac, I thought all of it was a lie. I thought he was just clout chasing.
Why his ass nigga C-Mac just bounced out on Manchester and Fed, hit of it for 2 seconds. I walk out the store, see Goo, bounce out real fast, and bounce back in the car and Goo on. Tell Cup bring his bitch back.
Well, we finally learned that it was true. This guy Slap did run into Crip Mac. He seen Crip Mac and started messaging him on Instagram, saying,
but wait, why did you message him? If you saw him, why didn't you approach him? You saw somebody? I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something in this new generation. You saw him, so you messaged him on Instagram? Why wouldn't you just, like, go get him when you saw him?
stuff like I see you, and we're gonna get you. Now, this guy Slap shouldn't have said anything because it's a...
I don't know. Does that make the situation look bad to his community if that's what he did? If he saw him and then sent him a message saying, I see you?
bad look. You know, people from his own hood is gonna say, why you didn't rush him? How come you...
Okay, so I'm not the only one who thinks that that's a little bit peculiar. Got it.
You did nothing. Now, all because of clout, you might catch a DP.
It's just, I don't know, just me personally, if you going back and forth with somebody on Instagram, bro, how did he even know that you in the set if it's not live?
So Groove see you in the store, what you saying?
My thing is, though, if you said that he antagonized it and he disrespected because of Slap, right? Why did he diss? Because the video was posted after. So he dissed
was
way before the video
messaging while we
posted.
was right there.
See, that's my point. That means.
But if he's messaging while you guys are right there, I just would kind of wonder like why he didn't do anything. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I'm just. It's just interesting.
They was going back and forth while this transaction was happening with him in the set. And this is this bullshit. You do.
So wait, so hold on. Let's get it straight.
He seen you, but then he didn't see. No, I'm saying
and
he
then
seen you, but he
Bruce
didn't see
seen you,
Trip.
and then sent the DM.
Yes.
Yeah, so they was already there. And then boom, then
We
Bruce
was
seen
there
her and was
while
like,
he was
hold on.
messaging us. We was all right there in the same spot. Nigga was messaging shit.
So Gru was in the store, what you saying? Slap was in the store, what you saying?
He was in the store, in the car, some shit. Somebody has to ask Paul's a little bit. You could clearly see him say, "Oh, this nigga C-Mac right here, whoopty whoopty whoop." In that video that he posted, like that's like.
No, he said, "I seen that. He said he was there for 2 minutes and left." So my thing was,
not there
if you
2
seen
minutes,
him,
we was there like 5 minutes.
yeah.
But my thing is, if he saw him, then why is he? They ain't doing anything. I don't know.
That was my question, though. My question was, how would he know he was there to antagonize C-Mac? That's my whole thing. How was
He was
there to antagonize
messaging him through Instagram.
Yeah, so that's bullshit. So he basically seen him, basically.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Shiloh got a lot of family from Hoover. Triggerbird told her the consequences of playing stupid games. He said as an ally, you're supposed to stay out of it.
My thing is just the whole situation is as backwards from what it was supposed to be. Y'all all black men. Because I don't get in the shit, you feel me? I'm from Trey 5'7", but I grew up in the 50s, you feel me? Okay. I'm not from no neighborhood side, not none of that. I'm with him as an individual, you feel me? And
Hey, sorry, let me raise my hand up, right? You say we all black men, but do you notice your dude is the only one being disrespectful?
So are they not going to address the fact that their homie saw him and then didn't do anything to make a video, or does that not matter? I'm just trying to see like what matters and what doesn't.
But we talked to Slim, we talked to Sporty Face, all these other dudes from the communities. But it's just when this dude gets involved because he's still trying to prove himself, and I don't think you understand it. Like nobody care about that dude.
Because people are always talking to him, talking shit about him.
You know what I'm saying?
Not just that.
So,
I'm here because niggas talk about a D to DP and shit. Like
at the end of the day,
none of
if
that.
you
Ain't
antagonize
nothing bigger
man
than
and he's doing it for you and you know it's wrong, and you really, from what I'm hearing, you really from over there. You're supposed to be like, nah, no, I'm not involved.
You can't tell her what she's supposed to do. That's where gangbanging always becomes contradicting. Your homie saw him. Instead of, I'm not saying niggas should be crashing out, but let's keep it to the subject of the conversation. You guys are all, again, this is a lot to do about absolutely nothing. We're literally talking about Crip Mac passing out pizza. And for whatever reason, this is a problem. I'm not going to pretend like I don't understand the reason why it's a problem, but whatever. Regardless of all things, this situation comes across because your homie saw him, and instead of doing whatever it is he's supposed to do or is expected to do of him, he decides to put Crip Mac on the internet. So I get that you're telling her, oh, you're an ally, you need to do this, but it's always interesting that gang members have such a harsh standing and such a harsh feeling towards the opposing factors, but negate that teaching starts within the home and you have to start within your own backyard. I'm not here to, absolve her of any innocence or guilt, because honestly, when it comes down to it, I could give a fuck. But when it's all said and done, if we're sticking to the rules of not even just gang banging, but just street activity, period, point blank, you should be this all for one for all type of situation. And one would think that if there's a member of your community who's not represented in a way that's appropriate, you'd handle that before advising opposing factors or allied factors on their movements as such.
I ain't getting involved with that. It looked like it looked like that you already then obligated yourself to something that you don't even know what's going on. I respect it, but let me ask you a question. And not to be in your business and your homies, how your homies feel about that? Do you think they feel like, man, come on, homegirl, AC, not to go in depth with it, but do they feel like, hey, AC, come on, man, like, you don't think that they feel like, come on, man, I know that they feel some type of way.
I think Shiloh has learned a valuable lesson. I think for now she's gonna stay out of it because she could have caused an unnecessary war with her own hood and the Hoovers. Not only that,
this is a lot to do about nothing. If this starts a war, that means that everybody needs to pick up a hobby. If this can start a war, Everybody needs to pick up a hobby. Way too much free time.
Yeah, but she got a lot of family from their set. She's gonna cause division in her own house. But like I said, I think she learned her lesson. I don't think she'll do it again.
But you didn't do nothing wrong because the homie already posted him, said he's seen Crip Mac. So you just made it make sense. Okay, you going back and forth with him. Am I lying, Hebrew? Slap made a video already saying that
he did. Gro made a video.
I was confused.
Exactly. So
I'm like, how? What? That was crazy.
You just helping us understand the situation.
You just gave it that. Okay.
I just didn't want to put it on blast, you feel me? Because that's like weird. You feel me? I'm not no clout
The
chaser.
homie
like,
already put himself on blast by getting on the internet saying he's seen
I'm
it.
with Crip Mac because I know him genuinely as a person. He really a cool guy.
At the end of the day, you can trade 5'7". You got to answer to your homies. You got to answer to your community, what you represent.
Really politicking on her because she's with Crip Mac. She hasn't disrespected anybody. Gangbanging politics are just extremely one-sided, and they're just always biased towards the person who is the most emotionally invested into the conversation. That's all it is, because she's not disrespecting anybody. She's not doing anything to anybody, and who gives a damn? Like, who cares? Like, when it really comes down to this whole situation, who cares? Who gives a fuck?
That's it.
That's why ain't nobody gonna respond to no DP about me. Ain't nothing bigger than the program.
They should be beating you for holding the camera and all your family from the set. So that means that every Trump 5'7" comes to set, they probably looking at it like, oh, your homegirl did this. And homies might want to do something to them. How would you feel if the homies get on one of your homies just because you did that? You're not going to feel right? You're like, damn.
See how stupid this is? Like, this is dumb, bro. This is dumb. That all being said, man, Chad, I'll be back when that No Jumper show come on. Lush say he going to be up there, so I'm going to hit y'all up when Lush come around. But red dots to the left, you know the rest. Let's find something better to do with our time, gentlemen. Something way better to do with our time, because I could see if there was a genuine act of disrespect shown. This is just looking for a reason to be upset. Say a prayer and be blessed. We gone.